Hi book besties. So I just finished the Windy City series by Liz Tomforde, and I'm so freaking sad that this series is over. I had not read the series until Rewind It Back came out, and I'm so glad I waited until all of them were out, because I don't know if I could have waited until I got to Rio and Hallie's story. This whole series was 5 out of 5 stars for me. I freaking loved it. I can't believe it's over. I'm excited for the next series. I'm excited for Monty's book, okay? I will just put that out there. I'm excited for anything that Liz Tomforde is about to give me, because she's officially on my favorite authors list. So we love her. This will probably be a longer video because I'm going to do it all in one, a review video of all of these books in one video. I'll try to make it as short as I can, but it might not happen. So if you don't know anything about this series is based in Chicago, which is why it's called the Windy City series. In the first book, we meet Stevie and Xanders. And Xanders plays in the NHL for the Chicago team. Stevie is a flight attendant for the Chicago NHL team. And that's how they meet. Kind of starts off like an enemies to lovers trope, just because he's all like, I'm gonna make sure she knows who she's working for, and he's like this bad boy. Stevie has had a lot of friendships in her life not be the greatest, because they're always trying to get to her brother, and so she doesn't trust a lot of people, and she has a lot of body issues because she's a curvy girl. Okay, we love a curvy girl. We don't get enough of them, and we love them. He's very much there through her, like for her, and like lifts her up and tries like body positivity all the way. And there is this moment in this book that I freaking loved, and they're like standing in this mirror together, and he's all like, point out all the parts of your body that you don't like, and I'm gonna tell you why I like them and love them. And it was just, as a curvy girl, like you just want someone to do that to you, you know? So great. But Stevie is the twin sister to Ryan Shea, who is the main character in this book. So this book follows Ryan and Indy. So Ryan, obviously, twin brother to Stevie. Stevie is also the best friend to Indy, because they meet as flight attendants the same time. Ryan is a basketball player for the Chicago team. Indy is just getting out of a really long-term relationship because she found out her fiance was cheating on her. And so she doesn't have a place to live, and she's kind of broke because she's saving up her money to freeze her eggs, because she also has some fertility issues. And it's not covered under her health insurance. Stevie, being the best friend that she is, asks Ryan if Indy can move in with him for a cheaper rent, because he's not living with anybody. You ever see each other with your schedule, so I don't see the point. Like, why can't she just live with you? And he is like hardcore against it at first. Like, you would think that like all professional athletes, like popular in their own right. But with Ryan Shea, it's different, because he's so popular with the NBA that it's like, if he goes out at any time, he's getting recognized. And to the point where like they won't leave him alone, and he doesn't like to be out there enough that's like everyone can recognize him, and he's getting bombarded with fans, and so it's just easier for him to stay home on nights that he's off. So he's very much a homebody, and he had some things happen in his past that make him very wary of other people. They eventually move in together, and then they end up fake dating because she needs a date to this wedding she's going to that her ex is going to be at, and he's trying to get, I think it's the general manager of their team, to like him and think that he's going to be a good captain. They start fake dating, and then it turns real. After Ryan and Indy, we get Kai and Miller. I think Kai is my favorite main character in this whole series. I freaking love Kai. So Kai is a pitcher on a baseball team in Chicago. He is also a single dad, and he hasn't been a single dad for long. He didn't even know the kid existed until the kid was like 6 months old, until the mom was all like, I don't want to be a mom anymore, and was like, here's your kid, and just left the kid with him. Kai has been going through nannies like a psychopath because he doesn't trust them. Insert Miller. And Miller is a Michelin awarded pastry chef. Imagine the tattoos, the black hair. Miller's dad happens to be one of the coaches on the baseball team, the head coach kind of thing. And Miller is feeling burnt out from her job, so Monty, head coach, suggests that she be the nanny for Kai during the season. She can travel with them for the summer, just kind of thing. Kai reluctantly agrees. You would too if your first interaction was on an elevator and she was double fisting beers at 10 a.m. She becomes his nanny. She eventually falls in love with him, but she is a runner. And what I mean by that is she doesn't let herself stay in one spot for too long before she moves on to the next. And she's been doing that even with her jobs. Like, she only takes contracts for work. Like, she goes into restaurants and helps them with their pastry stuff for 3 months, and then she's on to the next contract. That's how she lives her life. That's what she does. She has a van, she lives in it, and she goes city to city, shop to shop. There is this cute line in this book that he's all like, if you ever decide to stop running and make a home with us. And it's so freaking cute. Favorite. Okay. So after Kai and Miller, we get Isaiah and Kennedy. Isaiah and Kai are brothers. Older brother, younger brother. They both play on the same team. Isaiah is this like goofy, fun, always has a playful attitude kind of man. Kenny, as I like to call her because that's her nickname in the book, is one of the athletic trainers on the team. And that's how they meet. They actually meet in the girls' bathroom because no one uses the girls' bathroom at this team, so Isaiah always likes to hide out in there and use it. Turns out Kenny is an actual doctor, a sports medicine doctor, but when she got hired to the team, she used her nickname Kenny because that's what a lot of people call her. And the head doctor there thought she was a guy. And when they met, he realized that she wasn't a guy and was all like, no, I don't want to hire you anymore. And the HR people were like, well, you can't fire her because you've already hired her. So you need to like either hire her for the position that you gave her or hire her for something else kind of thing. And so he makes her an athletic trainer, which is way below her pay grade. Like, she should be like one of the head doctors kind of thing, because that's how much training and schooling she has. And Isaiah witnesses this whole thing, but Kenny makes him promise not to tell anybody this. And that's how it's been for 3 years. Of those 3 years that she's been engaged for like 2.5 of them. Isaiah pretty much knows right off the bat that she's going to be his future wife, but then he realizes that she's engaged, so he takes her off the roster until she shows up one day and not wearing a giant ring on her finger anymore. And then he's all like, I'm in, let's do this. And she doesn't think that he's being serious when he flirts with her, and so she doesn't. She's all like, whatever. And then they get to Vegas. And they both get blackout drunk, and then they get married in a Vegas chapel. She's got a shitty family. And this whole book, they're trying to get over that and get over the expectations that her family has for her. During this whole series, they've started these things called family dinners, which includes all of them. All of these characters from this book join family dinner. And which leads me into the next book, Rewind It Back, with Rio and Hallie. So during these family dinners, eventually they all pair off and have their partners, and Rio's the last man standing. And Rio is all like, during the other books, he has a prominent role in it. He always shows up and he's all like, no, you can't get married because I'm going to be the last single one and I don't want to be the last single one kind of thing. And he has this obsession with Ryan Shea. Obsession. He loves Ryan Shea. It's his man crush. Rio plays hockey for the same team that Xander's plays for. They are best friends on and off the ice kind of thing. And he is this happy man. He's always carrying a boombox. And he's had this boombox since he was 15, 16 years old. Him and Hallie meet when they are 11, 12. So Hallie's 11 and he's 12 when they meet, because her family moves in next door to his family. And like right off the bat, their families become best friends, like, and they become best friends. But eventually they turn into more, and then some really crappy things happen with both of their families regarding certain people in their families, and he leaves and doesn't take her with him like he promised he would. And then she's stuck pretty much taking care of her dad for the next 6 years after he leaves, which he's like 20, 21, and she's 19 when he leaves. It's like 6 years later, and they meet at one of his hockey games. She's like sitting front row on a date, and he slams somebody into the board, and he looks up and they make eye contact. And then that night he finds out that she just moved in next door with his neighbor Ren, because she's an interior designer. So then he hires her to renovate his house to turn it into more of a family home than a bachelor pad, because he bought this home for her. 6 years ago when he bought this home, he bought it for her, with her in mind. Because they talked about what they would do, like what house they would buy, how many kids they would have, how she would design this house when they were kids. And pretty much for 6 years, he's done nothing but think of her and make every life decision around her. And when he goes on dates, he compares them to her. So they never got over each other. It was just crappy family situations that like broke them up. And now they're back together. Hallie, when they were kids, Hallie had this thing that she would do with music. And anytime an important moment happened in her life, she would turn on a song so that she could remember this moment every time she heard that song. And she had a boombox because she would always do cassette tapes, like put those songs on cassette tapes. And for every birthday that her and Rio spent together, she would give him that tape of the songs from that year, and then they would sit there and listen to him all night, and she would tell them the importance of each song and what happened during that song. And eventually on his 15th birthday, he asked for a boombox so he could listen to these tapes and stuff by himself, and he's been carrying that boombox around since then. And he kept all the tapes and CDs that she made him. He didn't upgrade the boombox because then he couldn't listen to the cassette tapes, because the newer boomboxes can't play cassette tapes and CDs on. It was a great book to end this series on. Loved it. So if you haven't read the freaking Windy City series by Liz Tomforde, please go do it. I need you guys to be obsessed with the series as I am, because it's that good. Thanks for watching my video on this, and I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.